All right, welcome back here, Division DD1, DD2. Let's dive into it. Simone PZ is not here. GM is, though, and along with Eagle. Let's go into, gentlemen. Division D1. We will recap Divisional and quarterfinal Wednesday.
Starting with D1.
Div D1. Divisional play on Sunday. We had a boatload of games. What caught your attention, gentlemen, from Division DD1?
So I want to start with BD Bandits. The Corey Wawalski, Steve Sander, Jalen Greaves show. I think they've scored Jalen Greaves and Steve Sander together. I think they've scored 10 of their last 12 touchdowns in playoffs. They are they're playing very well. It's good to see Steve Sander back playing with them full time, healthy. If he's not healthy, it doesn't show. So BD Bandits have been playing really well. 2 upsets in a row. Beating Brotherhood was a big one. Beating All-Looks is a bigger one. I'm curious to see what they're going to do if they can make the finals.
Brotherhood, if Jamal Giddens is healthy, is this a different outcome, GM?
Yes.
Do they win? When I say outcome, I'm saying do they win, like with the healthy Jamal Giddens?
I mean, it won't be 38-6.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, is that like I'm trying to think now if they have someone who can keep him in the pocket. That is who rushes for BD Bandits.
But he's also not looking to move.
They have a bunch of guys. Berinsky's one of them.
It's like rusher by committee, right?
Yeah.
So I think that, like you said, he doesn't look to roll out. But if that's the advantage he has in that game, I'm sure he runs one play out of two.
Maybe I don't think so.
I think BD Bandits still win it.
Homo sapiens Supply and Command.
I have not beaten Supply and Command in the playoffs ever.
Yeah, I was.
What's the record now?
Against Supply and Command?
Yeah.
Either 0-2 or 0-3.
Yeah, I was there for one of them.
Yeah, you picked off Vince Nardone twice.
Yeah, that was fun times. He still hates me for that. Good times. I was there for that game too. I score kept Supply and Command Homo Sapiens game. It was so I'll give credit where credit is due. GM played well. The game started off in Homo Sapiens' favor. You guys were up 15-6, I believe. No, 14. Anyways.
Yeah, it had to be 14.
14-6 or 14-7. Homo Sapiens started off. They played well. They drove the field every time. They scored, and whatever François Delarier was doing, it was working. And then OSP had a slower style of offense. The offense revolved around John Larissus either throwing to Justin Blanchard or running. That was about it. And then there was that weird play where he wanted to discard, and he was in the red zone. So he starts rolling on one side, rolls all the way to the sideline, rushers on the other side so he can't come back, realizes in the red zone can't run, wants to throw it out of bounds, doesn't put enough hair on it, and Lonnie Johnson picked him off. It was the weirdest play where you could have just took 2 more steps forward, haven't run into the red zone, so it's an incomplete pass, not lose any yardage, have a second play. But instead, the dumbest thing he could do, he did. And somehow Homo Sapiens couldn't do anything.
Yeah, so that was when we were up by 1 with 5 plays left in the half.
No, you were up by a score, and then they stopped you guys. They punted the ball when there's only after you guys stopped them.
The punt was in the second half. So at the end of the first half, there was a play where Ben Parisien was running a corner and was so open, and just didn't put the effort into catching the ball. That's a good way to put it, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And then the play you're talking about, where they punted to put us on the 1, Ben was supposed to run a hook and go, and just kind of hooked. And when Francois realized what was going on and tried to go elsewhere, it was too late and he was sacked. And that was to me the turning point in favor of Supply and Command.
Surprise Diablos upending Gotham Knights, and if you recall, Gotham Knights.
That was a good game. That was
a good game. I heard.
Game.
But Gotham Knights lost in the Week 10 game against Green Hornets, which altered their playoff ranking. And they came in stumbling and bumbling with the NFL Films crew watching them.
Gotham Knights had a shot at it. They should have been able to win this game. They were down 26-24. There was minutes left in the second half. They had the ball, and Diablos made a stop. And that's when they lost the game. Is they had the ball, they were driving. If they would have scored there, go up by potentially 4, maybe 6 points, and put the pressure back on François Martin to score, I believe Golden Knights defense would have made a play. But the problem is they couldn't score. Now they were down 2 points. They had to make another stop on the following drive to give their offense another chance at it. And Diablo scored to put the game away.
All right. Any other games from Div D1 that caught your attention, or is it status quo from that quarterfinal or divisional play that we had?
Wow.
Everything else was really, for at least for the divisional round, was pretty much expected.
All right. Division DD2. We look at some of the games here. Only the supposed underdogs, 2 teams, so-called, pull out the upset. Vic in the Box over Dreambreakers, and Voodoo over Ball So
That was
Hard
a weird
You.
game, Vic in the Box Dreambreakers. That was Vic in the Box were only 6 guys. Then they got, because Craig Browning's hurt, then they got into conflict with one of their players who had a family emergency, had to leave. And apparently there was so much cussing and fussing about it that the guy decided to leave and will not play the rest of the playoffs. And Vic in the Box is playing the rest of the playoffs with 5 guys.
It's not good.
That's a weird situation. Now, they lost the following round. The Baby Kangaroos, it's not a spoiler.
By a score.
Were they only 5? I'm trying to load it at the moment. I'm very curious because if they were only 5, that's a shocker.
But in terms of the other games from divisional playoffs on Sunday, Wrecking Crew beats the Donzays by 11. Cheat Code had the forfeit against Grabouge. GLC,
Yeah, Grabouge.
Hammer, Longhorns. Team Ethnic beat Tough Lungs. That was probably the upset game we all
Team Ethnic?
had.
Yeah, we
We
did
all
all
had
have
Tough
Tough
Lungs
Lungs.
beating. But I think Tough Lungs coming into the playoffs, exact same thing as Gotham Knights. They sort of stumbled in. They had difficulty in their last game against Grabouge, which they won on a pick to end off the game here. And they lose by 1 to Team Ethnic. That has been feisty throughout this season.
To me, it's weird. Like Tough Lungs, they had Team Ethnic on the ropes, but they scored 0 points in second half. You can't win a playoff game by scoring 0 points in second half. They drove the field every time. They have the players to make it happen, but Matthew Lerner did not have a great outing. He played poorly in the second half and cost him his team the game. It sucks to say, but at the end of the day, I think he also knows that you need to score in the second half.
Okay, quarterfinal Wednesday.
Yes.
GLC, Wrecking Crew, GLC winning 33-20, pick 6 by Ricardo DeRosier to end off the game, which sealed the deal with 3 plays left. I thought GLC showed a lot of perseverance. They were down 14-0.
They're playing like they really want this championship, and
It's
This
their time.
is their window, right?
This is their time. Exactly.
we have a lot of knocks on GLC over the years. They've had some.
I like them a lot.
I know you like them.
I love
They have had some they had some up and down seasons. They've had some good playoff games, but they never had a good playoff run. They had one season where they made the championship, I believe.
Yeah, exactly. I'm frowning at you because they.
But
they
over
made it
how
to
many
championship.
seasons though?
Well, Hyman Luong, since Hyman Luong became quarterback for this team, it has gone in a direction
Oh yes.
as opposed to being in the Bermuda Triangle and being lost at sea.
Mm-mm. But they've been playing better. They've been a strong playoff team. This is a good season for them. This is a shot. Looking at who's left on the schedule, GLC could potentially be that underdog on dark horse team that beats Cheat Code or Bambi Kangaroos.
Maybe Kangaroos is vulnerable though.
I don't think they're invincible. I think
They lost week 10, right?
Yeah, because you're right. Last week 10 to Touch by Angeletti, and then they had some tiffs with Sunday Touch Boys, which they ended up pulling away. But they beat Vic in the Box, which, as you mentioned before, was with 5 or 6 guys.
It was with 6.
6.
but still not
by 7 points.
by only 7 points.
That's it.
I like Baby Kangaroos a lot. I think it's a very strong team, but I don't think they're invincible. And seeing what Cheat Code did against Team Ethnic, I also believe Cheat Code's not invincible anymore. Could this be the right window for GLC or your boy Frank K with Voodoo?
Yo, how great would a GLC
Bionic
Voodoo
Achilles
final
heels.
be?
That would be amazing.
That would be 2 old school teams
Yeah.
going at it.
That'd be like the dream.
Celtics Lakers, but they never had that rivalry at that point.
If we could sell tickets, that would be the game that would sell the most tickets. Just because they would bring all their families and would sell a lot of tickets. But we haven't, because we don't sell shit. Voodoo, man, we haven't talked about them. We
did. We talked about.
I love to hate on Voodoo. It's easy.
Yeah.
But they've been playing well, man. Listen, they beat the Thunder Buddies. Now I think their playoff run's about to get tougher. They beat Balso Hard U. They beat Thunder Buddies.
Underman Balso are you? Not healthy, suspended, filled team.
Eagle, can you tell me who Voodoo is playing on Monday night, please?
Cheat code.
Well, if the league website was updated to the TBA versus TBA, then I would
Alright.
have known that. Yeah.
So
So Baby Kangaroos play GLC and Cheat Code play Voodoo.
We'll preview those games in 2 seconds here, but
That's tough, man. I really want Voodoo to make the finals, and then Frankie's gonna make fun of me for the rest of his life. But anyways, we'll talk about it later.
But when you see these Final Four teams for Division D2, is these the most deserved teams to be here and semifinal Monday next week?
Deserve it in what sense?
Like these are the 4 best teams in your mind. Like you don't have, you're not gonna go, hey, you know what? I don't think whatever Voodoo should be there because they weren't a great team.
Disagree. These are the teams that are playing the best football right now.
They have earned their spots. There's no
Yeah.
like these teams didn't get Cheat Code got a forfeit win to make it in,
But they would have won anyways.
but then they beat but they would have won anyways, and then they beat Team Ethnic, who beat Toughlin. So I see it as all 4 of these teams earned their rights to be here, and they all played in different patterns. Cheat Code got the higher seeding, got the forfeit against Grabouge, but they had the season to sort of back themselves up. So the Baby Kangaroos, but GLC, they weren't they weren't a number 1 seed yet. They've destroyed everybody that played against them by a lot of points. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do next.
All right, quarterfinals for Division D1. Are you surprised if Seal Levine plays for All Hooks? Are we talking about All Hooks in the Final Four?
Probably.
Most
But not guaranteed because of the BD Bandits' defense, especially Steve Sanner.
likely, but again, he brings an element to the team that he has a connection with Jeremy White that Nick Schaffer doesn't have. He's a better quarterback all around, and he has that ability to run that not a lot of people have. And I don't think BD Bandits has the rusher to stop him if he decides to run. So their offense would have put up more points, but BD Bandits could have scored 39 regardless. Like, he doesn't make that defense.
Right.
Yeah, it could have been like a 39-45 game.
So what was more shocking to you? To see Super Saiyans crush Half Stars by 44-12 or Diablos rolling through Show Me TDs by 45-12 score?
I think the Super Saiyans win is more shocking just because of the injury to Rich Humes, and they've continued regardless.
I hope Richmond gets better.
Yeah.
He's a nice
Spoke to
guy.
him yesterday. Still don't know because his knee's still swollen, but hopefully the MRI will reveal more in the coming weeks here. And
That was a tough one, man.
yeah, great guy he is, and hopefully he'll be back sooner than later. But right now, like he's bracing for what could be the worst, but hoping for the best. That's what it is right now.
Yeah. The Show Me Your TDs outcome, when I saw the score, shocked me. And this takes nothing away from Diablos. This is just how did Show Me Your TDs only score 12 points?
And allow Diablos to put up 45, knowing what they know about Diablos.
Yeah, they should. Anyways, yes. Now, I've seen Show Me Your TDs play on Sunday night in their round 1 game, and they played awful. Comeback season it wasn't who wanted more, is who wanted less. Show Me Your TDs didn't play well. They gave comeback season way too many shots at it, and comeback season just played terribly. Seeing how they played, I wasn't expecting either of these teams, whoever would have won, to make it further. And Show Me TDs proved me right, saying they only scored 12 and they weren't ready to play Diablos.
All right, let's go into the Final Four look here, boys. And I got a bombshell to break to you guys when we get to this game here. All right, let's go with the Division DD1 matchups. Terry, Eagle, who is who and who's playing who?
I'm GM.
I know.
That's Eagle, not Terry.
I know.
That was the worst introduction for us that I've ever heard.
I know. 2 minutes in the box. All right, here we
We've
go.
heard a
Who's
lot of
playing who?
In Conference A, you have the 2nd seed Super Saiyans playing the 5th seed BD Bandits.
Okay.
And in Conference B, with the 1st seed, you have Ice Up playing the 5th seed Diablos.
Okay, so do you guys want the bombshell?
Yes.
So Jack Saragotis,
Yes.
quarterback for Ice Up. He's going to GM's homeland.
Yeah, I heard.
Hella.
Yeah, I heard he's missing the game.
Yeah. So let's talk about that game, guys.
Well, I've been talking all season about the fact that Jordan McInnes is as good a quarterback as he is a receiver, and we're about to find out that
I saw him in the parking
like
lot.
it's QB1 and QB1A, right?
Right. I saw him in the
Yeah,
parking
but
lot.
then you lose Jordan McInnes as a receiver.
Yeah, that's a big size. You're losing the McCanns.
But Darius is a very good player too on that team.
Right. And I spoke to Jordan McInnes, and he goes, "Look, it's gonna be tough, but our confidence has not wavered for what our talent has."
Mm-hmm.
So we look at the matchup here. What is the key for them if they're
Here's
going
a
to
story,
the
though.
finals? Yes.
Jack is missing, but Diablos are going to Indianapolis for that flag tournament.
And now the schedule.
Yeah, so they're gonna have
Conflict,
but
yes.
the problem is they're gonna play football the entire weekend, right?
And
And then they're
up.
coming, and then they're driving back, obviously tired from whatever. And then they're gonna have to play another flag game against a team that has been ready. So if you played 6 games, let's say 6, because that's usually what tournaments are. You play 6 games over the weekend. You come back after 18-hour drive to Montreal, and then you have to play another flag game. I don't think Diablos are going to be on their best.
And they can be
their
outdoors,
best.
right? And let me tell you one thing about Indiana weather. It's warm. It's
Thanks,
warm.
Mo.
Thanks, Mo.
It's warm.
Stick to traffic.
You know what? Can we get the weather report for Indiana, please, this weekend? Indianapolis?
Yeah. Apparently it's warm.
It's very warm.
Thanks, Jim.
My
Very warm.
pleasure.
But
Honestly, I think that even if Diablos were at full, like, although respect that they've come this far, I think that even if Diablos were at full strength,
I don't know. what
even
happened
with
there.
Ice Up missing Jack Zergiotis, I still think that the Ice Up are going to win this
Really?
one.
yes,
Yeah.
Eagle, the weather will be what this weekend?
It is currently 29 degrees and sunny in Indianapolis. Tomorrow, Friday, is going to be 27 and sunny.
Oh,
Saturday
nice.
is going to be 27 and sunny. And Sunday is
the-
going to be 27 and sunny.
What's the humidex like?
Humidex is at 61%.
So what's the projection then? It'll feel like what, 40 degrees?
It'll feel warm.
Okay. As I said, Indiana, very warm this summer.
Yeah.
Okay, so we look at Ice Up here.
I think it's a factor though. Like they're missing the quarterback, but Diablos will not be 100%. I believe, unlike Gem, that Diablos has a shot at this game if they're 100%. Even if Jack is present, they have the players to be able to contain Jordan McInnes and Darius. I think that Ice Up, Diablos Ice Up is not the best of matchups for either team, but to me it's a coin flip. Now, granted, what's going on, I think Ice Up, even without Jack as a superiority over Diablo, is going to be tired.
Okay, what about is there one guy that's going to stick out for one of these teams here this week on Monday when they play each other?
George Eliboye.
And he has playoff experience.
Yep.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's a good pick. I would say Jordan McInnes just because of what he will have to do for his team. If
Could he
has to play
dominate the
quarterback.
game, Jordan McInnes?
He has to. If he plays quarterback, he's going to have to be the best player on the field on both sides of the ball.
Super Saiyans, BD Bandits.
Trap game.
4?
Super Saiyans.
The higher seed.
Super Saiyans. Okay, so Jordan Allard was very prophetic. He says, I'm a hater for Super Saiyans. I go, no, I have my bases covered. I hate you, but I like you. So
I thought you were going to say you're a hater because I'm not on that team anymore.
oh, yeah, you're on the team anymore, Jim, and that's a little disappointing for my liking, but that's another story. Can the BD Bandits momentum carry them past Super Saiyans?
I think so.
Taking against your old team.
Yes, more just because I'm looking at how this matchup is structured. Like, I think that a lot of the Super Saiyans tearing apart half a stars had to do with Jenny Johnston rushing Andrew Langbert, and he's a phenomenal rusher,
Yeah.
but he's not going to have that same effect.
And
on
Lambert
Corey
said to
Wolowski.
me afterwards, sorry, Jim, that length of that team was too much. Like, they couldn't, like, the length of them was so much that that pass they would make would have to be an extra touch to it to avoid
because the height.
the height. Yeah.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
wingspan.
Yeah, Jared Gallant, Jordan, Derek Fontana, all over 6 foot. Yeah, so I like Super Saiyans, but I think that BD Bandits have all the potential to win this game.
Does Sven Sanders have an impact because of his familiarity with some of these guys on Super Saiyans?
Kind of, but no, because John McQueen, like the Super Saiyans guys, also know Corey Wolowski. So it's
True.
It's out in the open for both teams. It's definitely going to come down to defense, and I don't even think it's who comes up with 1 stop. I think it's the first team to come up with 2 or 3 stops.
So, Simone, when you look at the quarterback position, Corey Wolowski against Jordan Allard, who do you got?
I wasn't impressed with Jordan Lillard during the season. I thought he had a good season, but he wasn't amazing. And I saw him play the round one game, and I was very impressed with what he's been doing. He's smart. He understands what works, what doesn't. To me, he's playing very, very good football at the right time. He was able to score 3 touchdowns without Rich Humes, even though he got injured during the game last play and a half. It takes a toll on your team to see one of your teammates get injured, right? Like if you just don't come back the same, and Super Saiyans didn't lose a step. Their defense played well. I just think this is a very difficult matchup for them. I think they are the taller, the taller guys on the field, but they won't be the faster guys on the field. And I don't think they'll have the right players to defend the deep ball against Speedy Bandits.
Does Rich Hume's absence really alter the game plan?
Offensively, yes, not defensively.
What kind of yes.
No, but I was saying, though, from a perspective that if he's out there, the BD Bandits are going to have to really adapt. We're going to have to worry more on a broader scale than just worrying about 1 or 2 guys at that point.
Well, yes. I think Rich Humes is probably the best player. Right. Well, he's the best player on Super Saiyans. But I think he has a bigger impact offensively than defensively because of the way Corey Woloski plays as a quarterback. Now, Rich Humes has been a receiver for Corey for a long time. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
That could have had an impact defensively for them. But that doesn't mean he's not going to relay that information to his guys, right?
Do you test Jalen Greaves?
No.
Kind of have to, because your alternative, like in that backfield, you're for deep passes, your choice is Jalen Greaves or Steve Sanner. I don't pick on Steve. I don't think Simone would pick on Steve.
I pick on Steve.
I'll ask this question to
Okay.
Jim.
I pick on Steve. It's fine.
The reason why you say it is because that Jalen takes too many risks and might get caught flat-footed on a maybe double move, and then he's
Actually,
caught in no man's land?
I think it's more because Steve disguises his coverage very well, and he'll trick you into thinking something's open when it's not.
Steve undercuts deep routes, and sometimes it bites him in the ass because he tries too much to make the interception rather than the safe play. But when he's playing these lower divisions against guys that don't necessarily know better, or I haven't seen guys play that way in lower divisions, that's when it hurts. That's when he makes these key interceptions. And I think Jordan Lillard, as much as a good player he is in higher divisions, he doesn't have that quarterback higher division mentality, and he's going to make a mistake, and Steve's going to make him pay.
All right, Eagle, who's the matchup for Division DD2, please?
Diablo's ice up.
Diablo's Ice Up?
For D2?
Yeah, Division DD2.
We
So you
skipped
have-
one.
Sorry, Diablo's Ice Up, but yeah,
We
sorry,
talked
beg-
about that, no?
Oh, we did talk about that.
Yeah,
okay.
we did.
So Division D2, you have Cheat Code with the number 1 seed versus Voodoo, the 6th seed.
Cheat Code. They had a bit of a roller coaster finish against Team Ethnic.
This is the Cinderella story for Voodoo. If they could beat Cheat Code to make the finals,
bionic Achilles of
this is the Cinderella story for Voodoo.
But what odds are you giving that to happen? Like, are you going to put money down and say, you know what, I'm going to put down $20 if they can beat them?
No. If I had to put odds on the game, it would be like 7 for 1 for Cheat Code.
So if I bet you $10
You win
and
70.
I win, I'll win 70.
Yes.
Cool, I'll take that bet.
Because the way Voodoo plays and the way Cheat Code plays, I think that Cheat Code is too aggressive and undercuts too many patterns for Frankie's offense to be as successful as it's going to need to be. I do believe Cheat Code's going to be able to put up 30 points with Joe Cano. I don't think Voodoo will be able to keep up to 30 points. And I don't see them slowing Joe Cano down to less than
Right.
30 points. So if he scores 31, for instance, which is fine but not amazing, I don't see Voodoo scoring 5 times and beating them on converts.
When you look at Baby Kangaroos against GLC, I like this matchup for GLC.
Oh, yes.
I think Baby Kangaroos, I know if PZ was here, he'd be, salivating and slopping over Baby Kangaroos, saying it's an unstoppable offense
It's not unstoppable.
and people can be had by this offense.
It's not unstoppable. I think GLC has seen this offense.
And they're
numerous
smart.
times.
They're
Yeah,
smart.
if that's one thing that they do really well, GLC, is that they adapt well, they understand what's coming at them, and they don't make the same mistake twice. They're more brains than bronze, and it's a nice, fresh, different team than what we've seen in Division D. A lot of Division D teams know they're more athletic, know they're faster, they're bigger, they're better, and they use that. I think GLC plays the other way around, where they're fast, they can keep up with you, but they try to understand what you're doing to prevent it. And I think it's a toughest matchup for Baby Kangaroos. A, because GLC is on a hot streak. B, because it's a tough defense to play against.
Jim,
But
thoughts on
can
this game?
Simone also keep Eric in the pocket?
And here's that's the question, right? I'm speaking to the STB Sunday Touch boys. I say, guys, if you're gonna rush him after the game, I said, guys, if you're gonna rush him, you gotta get wet on him, over the top. He's not tall, so you throw it over the top, you can probably block that pass of his. It's what he does well is that he goes east-west with his throws, and that's where he exploits defenses. So whoever is gonna rush him on, whoever it's gonna be that day, get your arms out, man. You can borrow my arms if you want.
They need a Mo-Con type.
Yeah,
rusher.
this is where a Mo-Con style rusher, 6 foot tall guy can really take away passing lanes, and that's where a small quarterback might be able to buy some times. But boy, if he has to become a pocket passer, and we know how he is, Eric Mandarino as a quarterback, he'll kind of close himself down with the rollout, and if you can take away that angle, I think that can go a long way.
He has one move as a quarterback that he does every second play. I'm not going to reveal what it is, but
Okay,
he makes
listen,
one.
it's not the Pentagon here. You can reveal the move.
He's got one move. He rolls to one side, plants, spins backwards to cut back,
Yes.
and then he buys time for himself that way. If the rusher is able to push him to one side, because just like his buddy Joey Taylor, they run this similar offense,
Mhm.
and they run the same thing. They both rush towards one sideline right off the bat. They try to beat the rusher to a sideline to gain time. If the rusher is able to keep him towards the sideline and doesn't let him come back, it makes it makes for defense easier coverage, because he's not going to throw it to the other side of the field.
Right.
So you have to use what he thinks is an advantage against him, which is not the easiest thing to do. But as a rusher, if you're able to contain him towards that sideline and push him to that sideline instead of letting him come back,
Yeah.
that's when your defense makes plays for you. That's how Hot Boys Outline were able to play against them in week 9, I believe, and they kept them to like a 5-point game. They did the exact same thing, and their defense was able to step up and make plays, and they kept them to 25 points. Do the same thing. Play the quarterback, not the team, and you're going to be able to make plays afterwards.
All right, Jim, final thoughts here?
It's going to be, honestly, I think that Div D1 and Div D2 are going to be some of the more exciting games.
Compelling, yeah.
Yeah, like as far as scores go, because as we go higher up, like you see some of the lower seeded teams moving along, and that's interesting from a storyline perspective. But this will see some of the best games score-wise.
All right, games of the week. Here we go.
We're going to start with Division D2. So we just talked about them. Cheat Code Voodoo.
Cheat code.
Yeah.
7-1 odds, I'm taking Voodoo, but otherwise I'm taking Cheat Code.
But will you pay, though?
Pardon?
Will you pay if you lose?
$10?
Yes.
Will you pay if I win?
Yes.
Boy, Simon Dash is going to have no money for anything in the month of August.
Simon's that $70 will cover my Madden
That's
cost
fair.
as well.
That's fair.
How much are pitchers at the complex?
I believe they're more than $10.
No. But are they more than $70?
No.
No.
If
Well,
pitchers are more
if,
than
if,
$70,
if
double or
Simone wins,
nothing.
if Simone wins, that $10 can go towards the Madden game he would have to buy for Lance Daniel.
Hey,
we also
not-
have
maybe.
Baby Kangaroos and GLC.
GLC, brother.
No.
Yeah, give me GLC.
Baby Kangaroos.
All right. Div D1.
And Division D1, Super Saiyans, BD Bandits.
Give me BD Bandits. Trip to the finals.
Yep.
I'll go BD Bandits. And Jordan was like, all right, Mocon. Okay.
But maybe that's
They picked against us.
the drive that they need.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe.
You're right. Mocon, I picked you picked against us as usual. Because Jordan Lord has that, okay,
He always makes that face, eh?
no problem.
But he likes me anyways.
Yeah, no problem. Next.
And you have Ice Up, Sans QB Extraordinaire versus Diablos.
I'm going Ice Up. I think they can pull it off.
Ice up.
Give me Diablos for the upset.
Match your words, please.
Quickly, the fall registration is now open.
Yes, Fall Cup opened. You can win yourself tickets to Indianapolis, Indiana, because this weekend,
It might not be Indianapolis.
Oh, what could it be next
It
year?
moves
Texas.
every year, no?
Texas?
I've heard it was Texas.
Oh, boy.
Because last year was Miami or Florida.
Tampa.
Tampa.
last year, okay. Anyway, Fall Cup registration open begins just after Labor Day. 8
September
games.
4th.
September 4th, 8 games, right?
3 of a round robin, 5 of a like a qualifying area.
Yes.
Then everyone gets a playoff game, and then if you win that, you get another game.
Yeah,
so
bowl
you're
game.
guaranteed 9.
Yeah. So Fall Cup, we talk about quickly here. We talk about guys saying it's a long off season from August till January 1st. This is a way to keep yourself honed and test yourself against better teams as well. So Fall Cup registration open now. September 4th week will be the kickoff of the fall season.
And ratings have been updated. And if you're mad, well, go to church.
Good night.
Mad, go to Eagle. It's not mad. It's scared. Eagle, come on.
You can be mad and scared.
Yes, but you said just mad.
What if you're so scared you're mad?
He's gonna break the
Like
church.
you're just upset.